Today on the channel for the DC Multiverse Page Punchers line, we got the McFarlane Toys Deathstroke.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another DC Page Punchers unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got Deathstroke. But for all your Deathstroke needs and a whole lot more, hit up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Gotta get a deal out there. And of course, we're gonna do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're gonna take a look at the packaging. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna unbox it. We're gonna talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And this is our first rodeo with Deathstroke. We got him in, what was it, the Suicide Squad wave? I think that was the movie edition. And then there was a Target exclusive that wasn't it black and white with red all over. No, just black and white. And I think it was the Walmart exclusive, maybe in the more traditional orange Mets colors, we'll call it right there. And that's what we get here, but we get a little twist with this Deathstroke as we see in the package here, as we do get a second head, an unmasked head here for Deathstroke. So we don't get that very often. Could be a selling point for some people. Obviously, he continues on, does not have any weapons, I should say firing weapons, any guns. Per the WB rules, Warner Brothers, he gets more swords on this one here. However, do got some weapons I can use, of course, from some of those McFarlane ammo packs, gun packs, King Spawn, some of those other ones you can cross over too. But it is the latest and greatest Page Punchers wave. There is a Platinum edition of this one. We'll keep on the lookout for it, or maybe we won't. We'll see what happens. If I come across it, I might pick it up. If I don't, no skin off my back. That's what I'm saying there. It does say 12 and up, comic book included, of course, Page Punchers, DC Direct. Hate the packaging on these. Nothing on the back here, just a little glamour shot of him. But I hate these. They're so hard to unbox. I don't know what the difference is. Why can't this be in the DC Multiverse line? I think it goes back to this is a separate SKU outside of that, and dealing with retailers, you want a little bit more power. Well, new packaging, different packaging style. Oh, it's a whole different product when it's really a DC Multiverse figure. It's just some of those retail games that we play, but very hard to get out of the package here. So you got to get a razor blade, kind of run it down the side is what I usually do. You got to be careful though. You don't want to cut your fingers off. Nobody wants to cut off fingers unless you do, of course, but I definitely do not. Slide that blade through here. Hopefully I just got it enough where I can pull him out. There we go. I think we're getting there. There it is. All right. We're punching the page is what we're doing right here. So we got that going. Now we got this plastic over the top here. Good luck keeping these comic books mint. That's the one thing I will say on this one here. Very hard, very tough packaging. See you later. Goodbye. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're going to pop that stand out, pop that card out. See you later. Goodbye. We do get a card. It says Deathstroke on it, of course. Old Slade Wilson. 1,000 enemies, 1,000 kills. Deathstroke is the world's greatest assassin. Stalked by an unseen foe, Slade Wilson is confronted by his own troubled past and challenged to reinvent himself before he loses everything and everyone in his life. Can Deathstroke be redeemed, or will his addiction to violence destroy him? So we do get Deathstroke. Does show him with guns on here, but more sword and sorcery going there. DC McFarlane stand, guess what? Seen it before. We'll see it again. And then we do get the comic book right here. So Deathstroke Rebirth, #1. Be able to look through this if we want to, of course. But always nice to get these comic books. A little extra attention to detail. Maybe get a couple of kids reading a comic book. Wouldn't be a bad thing, I don't think. But now we get the old plastic prison out. We got the weapons in here, the extra head. And of course, the McFarlane twist ties. You got to have those. And beyond the twist ties, guess what else we got? We got the Cambodian tape. Everybody's here for a little of that Cambodian tape. Everybody loves a little of that action. Can we get it out? There's one. And we get the sword out. There's two. Pop that head out. Pop the figure out. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. And there it is. See you later. Goodbye. All right, down to business here. Now, a lot of people think this is a bow staff, but it's actually a pole vault staff. As he does a lot of pole vaulting on the sides, he gets running and he does that whole leap over there. Choose your own adventure, of course, all in silver. Feel free to fact check that if you want to. We got 2 grips in the middle here. You can do all kinds of stuff. Like he said, doing the joust with the American Gladiators. But we do get this. We've seen it before. I guess we'll see it again right there. A more traditional blade, sword, whatever you want to say. I guess it is a sword. Katana blade, I don't know. Silver up top here. Got a nice handle going on. Ready for some sword and sorcery right there. And then you got a wild one. We've seen this in other properties. I think the Ninja Turtles before. Got the hook on the top. I heard the name of this sword one time, and I can't remember what it is. Got the little knuckle duster in front there with a little blade, a little spear on the end. A dangerous, dangerous weapon in the wrong hands, we're going to call that one. And speaking of hands, no extra hands with this figure here. We also got a little spot on the back where you can store at least 1 weapon on the back of him if you want to. Like I said, though, I think I'm going to have to give him one of these weapons. I got like this big gun here. That might be the one I use. Going to use probably that with him over some of these more non-lethal. I guess they're all lethal, but you know what I mean. But let's dive into the heads here. Now, one thing, as I did mention earlier, we have not got a unmasked head for Deathstroke yet in the comic book editions. So this is something a little bit different. I'm leaning towards using that, but I do like his mask a whole lot, of course. You got the orange and blue attack like any Mets fan would have. Huge Mookie Wilson fan, I am sure he was. Back in the day, probably in this day as well. Got the eye patch going on. Only got one eye over here. Got the bandana on the back. It is on point. And then, of course, looks almost like a sea captain. Oh, the sea was angry, my friends. Got the goatee going on down there. No mustache on it. And then, of course, you got the eye patch going there. And then the gray, kind of longer hair. It just looks like he should be aboard a ship and saying, hey, me hearties, get on here. Walk the plank. All that kind of fun stuff. Very stereotypical. Sorry to offend any pirates with my stereotypical talk, of course. Articulation, arms all the way around. Really no butterfly shoulders on this one. Bicep cut. Double jointed, pinned elbows, hands back and forth, side to side. Hula hoop up top, traditional waist. Those big old Slade Wilson splits. He's ready to go, ready to take on the world. Leg does go up. Double jointed, pinned knees, ankle back and forth, side to side, up and down. Toe articulation as well. And of course, this is a lot of reuse of prior Deathstrokes. And unfortunately, we get the little sheath down here for his knife. Guess what? They didn't include a knife with this one. So it looks real goofy without this knife. Would have really liked to seen that included with this figure here. But the New York Mets colors look strong. They're very vibrant. They're very bright. Does look really nice. Obviously got a little bit of white here in the arm. Got a little knife in the back here, of course not coming out. All kinds of pockets around his belt. You never know what he might have inside there. But an interesting looking Deathstroke. Is it the favorite Deathstroke? I'm not sure. What brings this one to the head of the table, no pun intended, is the 2 different heads, which is nice to be able to swap back and forth. Of course, we can get other versions of Deathstroke and maybe move the head around. I'll put him on a stand here real quick. He does fit. And I'll grab those other versions. That's one thing we could do. So we do get this. This was the Target exclusive one, the black and white version. And now we get the orange and black attack, which was Walmart. And now we get the page punchers in the blue and orange. So how do you like your Deathstroke colors? You get to choose your own adventure right here. But you could theoretically pop this head off here and use it for one of these if you wanted to. So you could really mix and match, get a little extra value out of it. Can't really use this head with others. But you could, I guess, if you want. Nobody's going to stop you. It is really unfortunate, though, he did not get the knife down there for his foot. Would have been nice to just kind of see that there. It looks just like something's missing, and I can see me 10 years from now, I'm selling my collection or something. I'm saying, hey, I'm going to sell this Deathstroke. Gosh, I lost that knife for him. That's what I'm going to say to myself. Hopefully I remember. Hopefully I can put it in there, stick it in there, and I won't forget. But he is missing that there. But a lot of weapons here, not the kind of weapons we necessarily want, but he does come with some weapons, comes with the comic book, comes with the trading card, the stand, extra heads, is what it is. It's not bad for Deathstroke, it's just not perfect, and unfortunately with the rules of Warner Brothers and McFarlane dealing, he's not going to be the perfect Deathstroke. You're going to have to make him perfect, or as close to perfect, on your own dime, is what you're going to have to do. So there it is, old Deathstroke, DC Page Punchers. Any thoughts from you guys out there? You picking this one up? You good with some of these two, or any other ones that we've had over the years from Deathstroke? Let me know in the comments down below. And you made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel at PrestonTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads. and on Instagram. So for Deathstroke, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.